but I would never want to be on the top. Being on the top is a curse.
I don't know Jinxy at all. I really don't. I have no idea of really what Jinxy does. All I know is every time I see a clip of him, he's either screaming or like doing some weird shit to the camera. So, a little weird, I show speed clone, right? But not a clone. I remember he did a bunch of, Rainbow Six content, and then apparently that was dying. And to move from that, he went to Clash Royale, I believe. And that's all I know that he's posting right now. Or he could be posting something else.
Don't see in this moment is what it took to get here. Because success like this doesn't come free. It comes with a cost. And for Jinxy, that cost was higher than most people could ever imagine.
His fucking mind. Bro had to blow the part of his mind that gave him conscience. All I know is that, again...
639 hours streamed to an average viewership of 2. That's Jinxy, man.
While his friends were out living their college years, Jinxy was alone, night after night, sitting in front of a camera, streaming to almost no one.
Because it's not about the hours that they know about. It's about what you do in the dark room when it's you and your thoughts.
For years, his reality was numbers so low they didn't even register. 5 viewers, 10 viewers, it was a dream no one else could see.
Every great thing that you will ever achieve is brick by brick, day by day, night by night.
But the real question is, what exactly did he give up to reach number 1?
Yeah, that's a part that nobody seems to really, what do you call it? No, that's a part that nobody really even talks about, is the growth before the actual growth. It's the mentality that you have before hitting it big, and it's the thought. And a lot of people lose that train of thought. They lose a huge chunk of themselves when they hit the top of the market. Once you're at the top of the leaderboard, a lot of people just, whatever past they had, didn't happen. Was never there to begin with. Gone.
Nicholas Stewart, or as we know him today as Jinxy, was born on September 26, 2001 in Odessa, Florida. Growing up, he wasn't chasing streamer awards. His first love was actually soccer. He played competitively for a local team called Everton FC in Florida. And for a while, that was his entire world outside of school. As the mid-2010s rolled around, soccer wasn't his only obsession anymore. Like countless teenagers, he was sinking deeper into the world of video games.
I never got into sports. I tried once and failed and was like, that's it. Sports is not for me. I'm going to just give up. And I did, and I've never looked back on it. I know it was basketball. But being short really never gave me an advantage. And also, everyone else being taller when you're in school just made things more difficult. Especially when it was hard to get the ball and show whatever skills you can have. That I had,
It started with the mobile game Clash Royale. Nick grinded his way up the ranks, even competing at the semi-pro level under the name It's Nova Nick. But by his junior year, the focus had once again shifted. He wanted to stream, so he created a new account, called it I Sweat Games, and for the first time, he hit go live on Twitch.
Hi, what's up, guys? Just went live 5 seconds ago.
And the timing of this move was perfect, because 2018 was the year live streaming exploded into the mainstream. Fortnite was everywhere, pulling in millions of players and casual viewers. Streamers like Ninja, Tfue, and Daquan were becoming household names. Ninja's collabs with Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith-Schuster made headlines outside of the gaming world.
If only I got in during this time, I would have been big. But I started with 2021, so I was far too late to get on any of these big trends.
Putting Twitch in front of audiences who had never watched a live stream before. And that sudden surge of attention created space for new creators to break through. Now, I Sweat Games was short-lived. Nick dropped that username and started fresh as Jinxy, but starting then gave him a chance to grow with the platform. He just had to follow the usual playbook.
Do you go to school? I graduated high school last year, bro. I'm pursuing a career and becoming a full-time Twitch streamer and YouTuber.
To become a top 1% streamer on Twitch, you really had to chase the biggest titles. And at that time, that game was Fortnite.
It's called Fortnite. It's free.
To build an audience, you had to be the first to start streaming when a new season rolled out. You had to be the first to show the viewers what was new. Be the first to find the bugs, the Easter eggs, to play the games in ways no one else was. And that's how you'd stand.
I don't even know if Fortnite even has that same reach that it did all those years ago. during 2018, 2019, and even 2020, when people were locked in their houses for the majority of time. I don't even know if in today's numbers it still has that same pool in.
And out.
Yo, we need that, my man. Hold on, chat. We need that.
But first, a quick word from our sponsor. My mornings usually start in the gym, and from there, the day quickly turns into emails, scripts, and editing. And the one thing that I never seem to have enough time for is making a meal that actually fits my health goals. That's why I was excited to try Factor. Factor gives you the flexibility to stay active without falling back on a quick cheat meal when you're short on time. Just toss it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and you're done. Factor has 3 times new weekly meals than before, with more chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals. They've added double the high-protein options, and you can even swap proteins at no extra cost. Like if you'd rather have chicken instead of pork, then you can just switch it. I've 5.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. Thanks again to Factor for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back to it. But when Jinxy was faced with this playbook, he ignored it. Instead, he went all in on Rainbow Six Siege.
Dude, Siege is the greatest game on planet Earth.
Siege
It's crazy that he was just like, fuck it, you know, like I'm just gonna go whole hog on streaming as my full main time subject. and it paid off. It definitely paid off for him, because I mean now he's doing great. Now he's doing much better than before.
at the time was practically on life support. I mean, Rainbow Six was barely scraping past 80,000 average viewers on a good month, and when you compare it to Fortnite's 78.3 million active users each month, it becomes pretty clear. Siege was the wrong game to bet on.
Imagine not playing Rainbow Six Siege.
And yet, Jinxy stuck with it, because even with all its flaws, Siege was different. Its unique destruction mechanics and tactical gameplay forced players to think, adapt, and strategize in ways that no other mainstream game did. But
I just cannot get into Rainbow even to begin with. I was never good at Rainbow, and I would never probably ever be good at Rainbow, but it's a for a game of its own, I believe that it's a pretty chill game, you know.
choosing such an unpopular game came at a price.
I'm 19, I'm pursuing a career in becoming a full-time Twitch streamer, full-time YouTuber.
By ignoring the industry's biggest titles, Jinxy made his uphill battle even steeper. On a platform already stacked against smaller streamers, he was cutting himself off from the easiest route to visibility and grinding on a game fewer and fewer people seem to care about.
We stream every day, most consistent Siege streamer there is, every single day.
For a year straight, Jinxy streamed Rainbow Six gameplay to an average viewership of just 5. And at times, it pushed him to the brink.
If I could just get 1 follower a day, I would be happy.
With so few people watching and stagnant growth, he seriously considered walking away from streaming altogether.
My friends, my teachers, guidance counselor just said like, oh, you're wasting your time, you're not gonna be a streamer, that's a pipe dream, it's not realistic, that too.
As exhausting as it was,
And for most people, I don't think it is, because I don't think a lot of people realize the time and effort it does take. Like, yeah, you sit on your ass, building sweat for the next couple of hours, and then that's it. You cut the camera off and you're done. But it's a lot more than just that. At the same time, again, it's just if you're just streaming it and you're not making any YouTube videos, no clips, no extra, then it's easy as pie. But to break into success is always the hardest part. But once you break into that success, all you have to do is be able to keep the momentum going. And as long as you have some stability, then you're always going to be okay, right? Just.
he kept streaming, day after day, doing what he genuinely enjoyed, holding on to the belief that maybe one day it would pay off.
5 viewers, he's grinding. He's on the grind!
As he got better at the game, the Siege community began to tune in. Slowly, 5 average viewers turned into 15. 15 became 50.
You guys are freaking crazy, bro.
And by June, his Twitch following had jumped from just 300 to over 3,000 followers.
Bro, we're at 993 viewers. Can we hit 1,000 viewers, bro?
But in the summer of 2021, he hit a wall, 1,500 average viewers. The reach of Rainbow Six had hit its limit. Despite being one of the most popular players in the space, and even having a personal charm in the game, no one outside of the Rainbow community cared enough to tune into the streams. For almost an entire year, Jinxy sat there, at 1,500 viewers, making enough money to not have a job, but not enough to really live a life. Until one day, he woke up to thousands of new followers. He was confused at first, then checked TikTok. Someone had screen recorded his stream from the day prior and uploaded.
This is what I'm talking about, man. If you're not posting your clips on the TikTok, and if you're not if you're not doing all this extra stuff, then you're holding yourself hostage. You're holding yourself from all the views that you could be pulling in. This, these are things that you could be doing. It's just, it's unfortunate that a lot of people don't. And I could be guilty of this too, but,
A short clip to TikTok. It was of him opening alpha packs in Rainbow, getting the same annoying rubber ducky charm 3 times in a row.
Another rubber ducky!
And this clip exploded on TikTok, raking in over 17 million views that day.
damn.
How many do you guys have?
When he started up stream later that day, that ceiling finally moved. Thousands poured in, and Jinxie's stream peaked at over 4,000 live viewers. It had been almost 4 years since he started streaming, and Jinxie had finally moved up a rung on Twitch's endless ladder.
4 years. Damn. I wonder how long it's going to take me. 4 years. Man.
5,000 viewers already. That is a Jinxie channel record.
But what no one could have guessed was how quickly he'd shoot towards the top from here. That viral clip was the light bulb moment. If one random highlight could pull thousands to his stream, what would happen if he started posting them himself? So he ramped up the content machine, launching new accounts on TikTok and YouTube, cutting together his
Yep. He found the goal. He found the trick.
rages, his highlights, his crash outs. And he wasn't the only one. Every day, dozens of accounts were pumping out Jinxie's reactions, funneling even more viewers straight to his streams.
We had 10,000 viewers!
By January of 2023, Jinxie had cleared over 500,000 followers on Twitch, then 750,000 in March, and just weeks later came the milestone every streamer dreams of.
1 million?
1 million followers on Twitch.
Crazy. I hope just to get this little bit, just a bit of this, just a smidget of that,
I did it. I'm calling my dad.
And it didn't stop there. Just days later, the sub counter rocketed past giants like XQC and Kai Cenat. Jinxie, streaming Rainbow Six Siege, was the #1 subscribed streamer on Twitch.
Yeah, he's the #1 most sub person on Twitch right now. Yeah, which is crazy, by the way.
I haven't gotten to watch him yet, but his TikTok seemed pretty funny.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
He seems like a very entertaining guy. His crash out moments are generally pretty entertaining to watch. It's just it's not the kind of content that I like to watch. It's not for me, but for a lot of people, they like that hype, just insane style moments.
By September, Jinxie was averaging over 60,000 viewers, and at the 2023 Streamer Awards, he was crowned both the best gamer and breakout streamer of the year.
Because the biggest streamer in the world right now is a guy named Jinxie. And for a full year, he streamed on Twitch to an average viewership of 2.
It literally just started as an idea and a dream and a goal.
Yeah, he's streaming like 7-8 hours a day for 5 people.
November 2019, 5 viewers. Every great thing that you will ever achieve is brick by brick, day by day, night by night. December 2019, 5 viewers. It started off 5!
Everything starts off as a dream. Everything does. Even this right here. This is starting off as a dream. It's crazy though. The determination that not so many people have the determination to wait 4 or 5 years to get big. Once people hit like a wall of like 2 years, they give up. And I don't know. Some people want it as a dream. Some people want it more than that. But it's just not everyone has the mentality to keep pushing forward and to make new content and to make themselves enjoy it. Because after a while, it doesn't become, once you hit a certain threshold, it doesn't become what do you call it? It's not it's more of you doing it for fun. It's more of just being in it, just to be in it and just have fun. And not for the money. Once you hit a certain threshold, I certainly am not at a point where he's at, nor am I even I'm not even close to having a fraction. I'm not even a percentage yet. But hopefully we can get there one day.
years ago. 5!
I'm pursuing a career and becoming a full-time Twitch streamer and YouTuber.
January 2020, 5 years. The amount of mother that'll tell you that you can't do something because they can't imagine themselves doing something. If you have a dream, you have to protect that dream every single day when you wake up, bro. You cannot lose if you just don't give up. Literally, bro, the only way to lose is to give up.
It's also it's easy to see someone in a position like this and then assume that you'll also never get in that same position until you try. You can only call yourself a loser if you've never tried. If you tried and then you failed and you want to give up, by all means, I would never consider anyone like that a loser, nor would I consider anyone in that category a weaker person, because you're really not. But if you refuse to even give it a try and refuse to even hustle even a little bit, you've already lost. There's no winning for you, and if there's no attempt, there's no effort.
The crazy thing is why this all worked in the first place. A generation ago, streamers lived and died by the games they played. If the game popped, so did they. But if it faded, their careers went with it. Jinxy flipped that script. Siege was already on life support when he started, so his growth was never tied to the popularity of the game. The climb took longer, but it built a foundation that wouldn't crack when trends move on.
If you're the top guy on any stream, you are dealing with all of the bullshit.
However, success often comes at a cost. In just a few months, he went from a random kid on Twitch to the internet's main character, and that meant his personal life wasn't really his anymore. Relationships, drama. Suddenly, it was all being dissected by millions of strangers. What was once private...
This is uncomfortable. I don't like this. This parasocial affection, this paranormal... yeah, it's a paranormal affection, yeah. But this relationship that people have with like a streamer that they have clearly nothing about is so weird to me and so sad at the same time. Like, why? Why do this to yourself? It seems so unnecessary, but that I don't want to say people don't have lives, but you only living off what they do and what they breathe and eat is kind of just like, get a hobby at that point, dude. It's really weird that you're just following up on someone. Now, if you're just watching someone every now and again and you enjoy their content, then that's different. But if you're following their every moment, then you need to relax.
It became part of the content machine, whether he wanted it to or not. And even inside Siege, not everyone was happy with Jinxy. Some of the OG players hated the new wave that he brought with him. They said his streams made the game less serious, that the culture was more about entertainment than strategy. The exact energy that revived Siege also made Jinxy a target within the game's most dedicated community. But that's the trade-off of internet fame. You work so hard to get everything you ever...
To gain something is to lose something. And to gain popularity, you have to lose respect in his way, but to gain, any notoriety from anyone, you have to lose something, anything. For some it's greater than others, and for others it's smaller than that.
Wanted, only to realize it comes with everything you never asked for.
I've been thinking about making this video for a very long time. I am retiring. I'm no longer going to be streaming, posting YouTube videos, posting TikToks. I feel like I lost all my love for it and passion for it, and now it's like I just don't even want to stream anymore. So thank you to all my supporters, and this is goodbye.
And for Jinxy, the only way through was the same way he started. Keep pushing.
So that was a fucking lie.
Die!
Yeah.
Hard Times Jinxy is gone. Starting tomorrow, I'm streaming every night, 7 p.m. to 12 p.m. I'm back on my 5-hour. Let's get it. Let's go. Click the sub button, click the like button, and let's do it for our mama and our little brother too.
He built his whole career on consistency, on showing up no matter what, and now that mindset was the only thing holding it all together. He began branching out, pushing his content far beyond the walls of Rainbow Six Siege. Jinxy hosted online dating shows, opened fan mail live on camera, and began IRL streaming with...
That is so... I don't want to rant about this, but I just want to make this clear. I think those dating online crap is so weird. It is so, like, for you to go on like some like even all the way back in like what the early years of I don't know the 70s 80s when they had like the TV shows where you would hear someone's voice and appearance and then you would just date them based off that. And this is kind of like in that same ballpark. It's so weird for I don't know anyone, I guess, outside of their circle to just view it. But there are greedy Jew. I just read that. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Anyways, to get on back what I was saying. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what I was saying. I'm gonna just move forward.
Some of the biggest names on Twitch.
You do your f***ing crushing.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
This was actually the time period that I myself first became a fan of Jinxy. In early 2024, those clips of mukbangs with queso and cooking with Sketch started flooding my TikTok feed.
Was that pot rusty, or trying to find out what the metal taste is there?
And I'll admit, I can't stand the cringy, over-the-top screaming reactions by streamers. Except for this.
So,
there's never gonna be a YouTuber that I watch for the enjoyment of their screaming, of their reaction. Reactions are funny. I'm not gonna say that they're not, but for a lot of people, if their whole thing is just being loud, I hate it, and I hate that in people too. I just hate when you're loud, just to be loud. There's really no reason for a lot of people to, like a lot of times you could just keep your mouth closed and not yell, or you can also express it in other ways and not just in different avenues and not just express it by just yelling and tearing shit apart. But in his case, it works out,
That's actually pretty funny. Anyways, this was the first time that I saw Jinxy be more of himself and less of an internet character. These clips, especially the Sketch, were hysterical and created trends far outside of the gaming community.
You're gonna need a frisbee to cover those pepperoni nipples.
These streams took Jinxy to an all-new high, averaging nearly 100,000 viewers per stream and peaking at 229,525 concurrent viewers. For perspective, Twitch as a whole maintains an average of 2.6 million active users at any given time.
Jesus. That number, God damn, that number is huge. But there is a lot of people, so.
Jinxy alone had 10% of the entire platform watching his stream. To Jinxy, this made it infinitely clear. His fans were watching for him, and no matter what he streamed, they'd be there. The mental barrier of streaming for performance was gone. Jinxy really just streamed whatever he wanted to. He still streamed Rainbow, but there was constantly new additions, some that even go all the way back to the beginning of this journey.
How long have you been streaming, honestly?
yeah.
When did you start?
I've never even said this, but like I was streaming when I was a freshman in high school. I was streaming when I was 15. So I've streamed on 3 different accounts. I started off streaming Clash Royale.
Earlier this year, Jinxy hopped back onto the Clash Royale grind, streaming.
Yeah, he is heavy on this Clash Royale grind. He is on some peak shit. Every time I see him though on like Instagram or like maybe TikTok, it's like a video of him playing Clash Royale. But I haven't seen a video from him in a while, so I don't know what he's doing now.
More and more of the content he used to stream to just an audience of 5. But this time, it wasn't the task of performing that was fueling the grind. The same game that lit the spark of his competitive drive was surging again in popularity, and it would be easy to chalk that up to timing or coincidence if the numbers weren't there. In June, 8 out of the 10 uploads on Jinxy's channel were Clash Royale, with the game's player count jumping over 8.4 million in that exact same month. Whether he'll admit it or not, the moment he came back, the game itself seemed to wake up too. And not just Clash Royale. Overnight, a surge of 800,000 players jumped back into Clash of Clans.
But damn, my Clash of Clans account is just sitting there rotten, bro. I don't even know what... I think I'm on like Town Hall level 10 or something. I haven't touched the game in a damn year. Maybe, I don't even know how long. It's probably longer than that. But I just haven't touched either of those games in such a long time. But my original Clash of Clans account got deleted off the fucking face of the earth. That shit was sent to the Shadow Realm for never to be seen. I don't even know how to get into it, and I can't find a way to get into it, so that's gone.
Like it was almost a brand new release, and we were right there with him. But behind every stream, behind all the numbers and the noise, is the life that keeps him grounded.
You live with your parents, right?
Yeah, I live with like my mom, my brother, my cousin.
Off camera, it's not about winning or losing in a video game. It's about family and the quiet moments that never make the highlight reel. A steady support system that's been there from the very beginning, reminding him who he is at the end of the day.
To me, family's all you really have in life. Like, you can have like money or fame or whatever, but at the end of the day, all that really matters is like the people you truly care about. So like,
I think if even when I hit this like certain milestone, I think if I were to like buy a house, I would indefinitely invite to like my mom and just really that's it, to just live with me. And maybe if she wanted someone else to live and we had extra room, I think that's just a nice thing. I think if you have supportive parents growing up, I feel like you, not that you're obligated in any way, shape, or form, but you could be more graceful towards them. I know that a lot of people some people still live with their parents, not because like they can't afford to move out, but because it's like moving out is more of like it's more of a difficult thing, and I feel like for some people, myself included, you know, you don't want to leave your parents out of your good wealth and fortune and your life. I would never want to kick my mom to the curb if I would ever reach a certain point of growth.
Like, I have my whole life to go off and live by myself. I may as well spend as much time with my mom and dad while I can.
The success may look larger than life, but at its core, it's held together by simple, real-life anchors that fame can't touch. In today's world, it's almost routine to watch creators blow up overnight, only to lose pieces of themselves along the way. The fame, the number, the pressure, it changes people. But Jinxy never let those pieces slip away. He held onto them tightly. The laughter, the humility, the roots that shaped him. And more than anything, he kept close the relationship that mattered the most.
I think that's great. I believe that is honestly amazing for him. And I think that just makes him a better person all out in general. Because there are plenty of people, plenty of YouTubers, streamers, kick streamers, you know, in that category, who just lose themselves once fame hits a personality, you know, because now it's not just you, it's you and this character that you created, and you are not there anymore. You're like sitting in the back of your head. Well, the fame version of you is shown all up in front, and it's pretty sad. It's sad to see that people lose themselves to greed, and it's not just people, it's companies too. Companies also do the same thing, where once they hit like this status quota, you know, they just, it doesn't matter to them whether they are like, whether they were who they were and people love them for that. And now they're this spitting image of what people don't like of them.
His dad.
I've nothing but like the highest thanks to my dad. When I was like 17 years old and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, my dad was the person who told me to just go for it, and he said, "You'd be good at it."
There's Jinxy, there he is. See him, chat right there. There's Junko.
I created my Twitch account in 2019.
This is wholesome.
I had one viewer for an entire year. That one viewer was my dad. He was in every stream, always hyping me up, and he never stopped believing in me. When you have somebody in your corner,
this is wholesome. This is so nice.
Corner, that's your dad, and they believe in you from the jump. What else do you need? Call to my dad.
Yo.
Dad, I just hit 1 million.
No, I'm watching.
Oh, you're in?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so happy I can't feel my arms.
I can't even feel my arms.
I think the story that is Jinxy is far from over, but in its own way, it's come full circle. From the late nights of streaming to a few viewers, to teachers saying he would never make it, to now living the exact way he's always dreamt of. He's always been one thing: himself. And yeah, the sacrifices were real, but if you asked him today whether he'd do it all over again, I don't even think there'd be a pause. The answer would be simple.
I like this video. This video was nice, helpful. I mean, it was nice and informative. I don't watch Jinxy, but if I were to like start watching him, I feel like I'd be more inclined to like the guy just because of this, you know? knowing someone's history can really change your perspective of who they are. And in the beginning of this, all I knew was like he was just some dude who just really like getting loud, really like getting rousy, and just really like playing Rainbow Six and Clash Royale. But now I have a more deeper and broader idea of who Jinxy is, and like and how his ideas and roles play in his everyday life, which is nice. Again, you don't have to know these things about people, but it's knowing more of this always helps you build a character